Well, a good Monday to you, my friends. Bible Billy O calling out from the top of the Somerset before I have to go into work. It's been a few days since I did a little video, so I thought just I'd stop and maybe read a little scripture to keep in our mind for the day. A friend of mine reminded me how powerful Romans 8 is, and even Paul would say, the apostle, we want to move onward from the Romans 7 condition, even the Romans 6. It's kind of a progressive set of chapters where we deal with sin and we deal with just the fallen nature of ourselves in this world. And Romans 7 says, I still struggle. Oh, who will save me? Who will deliver me from the wretch that I am? And of course, he gives the answer at the end, going into chapter 8. There were no chapters when the Bible was originally written, and so it's important to look at the full context of where he's leading in from, and whenever you see a therefore, you want to ask yourself, what is it there for? And usually it's because of that thing that you just previously read, that you're going to go into this beautiful chapter 8 of Romans. And it talks about how victorious we can be, even in the midst of what looks like impossible situations. I posted this morning on Facebook, when it's impossible for us, this testing of our grit in the impossible proves God's faithfulness, even when we're not faithful. So whatever it is you're going through today, and I know that the news reports will vary all over the map, really, and some people have embraced fear and panic. We don't need to do that. As children of God, we know He will prove to be faithful, even when we go through trials. In fact, it's Romans 8. I'll start with 18. It says about our future glory, and he brings up suffering. We've been looking at 1 Peter. There's a lot of suffering. I consider the sufferings of this present time not worthy to be compared to the glory that will be revealed to us. For the creation waits. And it's interesting, we got to get things in their right order. The Creator is above His creation. And the creation is a reflection of the beauty and grandeur of God. And even the creation suffered in the fall of man. Let me read on here and I'll see. The creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God, sons and daughters. He uses the masculine, but he means us all, because we're all in the Son Jesus as believers. For the creation was subject to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be set free from bondage. Never thought about creation as a whole being in bondage to corruptions, and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation has been groaning together with pains like a childbirth until now. Whenever I read in the news about volcanic eruptions and fault lines are usually the cause of that. My friend Steve Deneff wrote a book called Fault Lines, and it's so beautiful because the fault lines, as it relates to our own life, are moments where a great upheaval has happened, some kind of an event perhaps in your life, the death of a loved one, or the news about an illness that you're now going to have to deal with, even the loss of a job, or a spouse leaving, or children that are wayward. What happens down beneath the surface, just like the tectonic plates when there is a crack in the fault lines, they call them. It is a traumatic time, and yet at the same time, beautiful things can come out of it. And that was the hope that I got out of his book. Let me go back to this childbirth, birth pangs, groaning the world is going through. And not only in creation, but we ourselves, who are the first fruits, and who have the first fruits of the Spirit. Oh, glorious inheritance we have. We groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for the adoption as sons and the redemption of our bodies. Yes, our bodies are being saved as well. For in this hope we were saved. Now, hope that is seen is not hope, but who hopes for what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, then we wait for it with patience. That's where I'll stop today. Again, just thinking about fault lines. One of the Seven Wonders of the World, I believe it's in Africa, the Victoria Falls was created by a massive fault line, just the earth shifting. And we need to ask ourselves, how do we respond when there's a shift, when there's a coronavirus, when there's news about perhaps extending the lockdown or businesses being closed? We need to be concerned and do our part to help not spread any more fear than there's already being propagated. But at the same time, lean into, is what Steve Deneff reminded me, lean into this trial, this time, the fault line, and do it with an expectant hope. Hope is a very beautiful word, especially in the old ancient language. Hope means you're expecting a promise to be delivered, and you're eagerly awaiting it. And just like this passage in Romans 8, it says, it's not worthy to even be compared, the struggle, the suffering that we're going through right now, in comparison to the glory that will be revealed. So trust God for a good outcome no matter what it is you're going through. I'm not trying to make less of anything that you are struggling with today. I just want you to be encouraged that God has a long-range, determined plan, and we need to approach him with spiritual minds. 1 Peter said, be sober, be alert, waiting, have a mind that's ready for action to what it is that God is trying to do in us and through us. And I do call you blessed today, and I'll be praying for you. Please shoot me an arrow prayer if you don't mind. I love you, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye for now.